What's going on, guys? This is Joe, and I am back once again for a Dominaria pre-release pack opening. We've had a bunch more of these come out after Core Set 2019 because we had more of these left over. So here is another one, and I'm going to rip into it here, get us started. Let's see what we can get this week. It is... Last week's was bad, or last episode, I should say, of this was bad, like just bad. Value-wise, deck-wise, hopefully we can get some more helpful things this time. On a positive, we did get another white D20. That is my favorite, personally, of the 5 different D20s. I explained why last week. Let's get this stuff out of the way and find out what our promos are. Promos, plural. We have 2 promos here. Okay, well... Oh, God, really? Come on now, that's embarrassing. Open. Thank you. It opens better from the bottom. I noticed that last week as well. That's weird. Okay, so we have a legendary promo as well as a rare or mythic promo, which may or may not be legendary. Now, our legendary promo, because this is the internet, I'm going to show this one off first. Slimefoot the Stowaway. Awesome. If we can get him to work, don't you worry, I will. Because I love me the Saproling Fungus deck. So here's Slimefoot. He actually looks okay in foil. His little face beard thing here, his staff, and the background look cool. But he himself, as the focal point, not really in foil there. So not as good as it could be. But also a card that I love quite a bit, if you can get it to work, is Traxos, Scourge of Krug. And so, like I said, it could or could not be legendary. In this case, it is, and that foiling pattern is nuts. Look at that. Shoutouts to our new lighting setup. That is a sweet foil. I like that a lot. Like, probably too much I like that. Anyway, we've got packs. Let's open them. There are 6 of them. Let's see what kind of a deck we can make. Right now, black and green is what I'm looking at. We could go historic as well if we get Traxos, if we get like Voltaic Servants that can untap Traxos for us, because that's one of the really good ways to make Traxos work. But we have a Radiating Lightning, Adamant Will, a Vidalian Arcanist, a Frenzied Rage, Rat Colony, Arbor Armament, Keldon Overseer, Baloth Gorger, a Guardians of Koilos, Fungal Infection, that's good. A Dauntless Bodyguard is our first uncommon and a sweet card. A Sage of Latnam is our second. And our rare is a Goblin Chain Whirler. Well, I mean, you know, he seems pretty good and constructed. I don't know if you've noticed. But yeah, here's a Goblin Chain Whirler. That's awesome. And our legend is Garna the Bloodflame. So we have a black-green, and now we have a black-red, as well as a triple red Goblin Chain Whirler as some of our more notable cards, as well as the artifact, which can really go in any deck. Behind Garna is an island and a Nightmare Horror token. Crazy. Look at that guy. Gross. Awesome, but gross. Okay. Next pack has Karn on the front. Let's see what Karn has in store for us. What he has in store for us to start is this Fire Elemental. Dub, Tolarian Scholar, Frenzied Rage, Adventurous Impulse, Soul Salvage, a Rescue, Yavimaya Sapherd, Aesthir Glider. I like this card more than most people, I feel like. The Eldest Reborn. We actually, personally in the... house have a print of this card, which is, or this art, I should say, which is really, really sweet. We have a Joyrus Familiar, and an Urza's Ruinous Blast is our rare. Pretty sweet. You do have to have a legend to make this work, and you kind of want it in a Legends deck based on what it does, but it's a sweet card. I love the art. I don't know that we'll make it work in this deck, but we can sure try, if we want to. Because it is also a color that we have not really seen stand out in this kit yet. And we have a foil back here that I saw. Ooh, wow. We have a foil rare in the Antiquities War. And it's a saga as well. Pretty sweet. I like that quite a bit. Again, a little not in the direction that we were planning on going. But who knows? we might be moving away from that direction. Plus, it cares about artifacts. We have Traxos. We shall see. We still have a legend in this pack, though. Although we did get this pack foil rare, which is awesome. But our legend is a Quende, Pride of Femeref. So there you go. There's another white card. I was just talking about him. And yeah, I mean, this gives creatures with first strike double strike. So, and he himself has double strike. So maybe we could make this work. We'll see. It cares about the Knight deck, etc. that have first strike. We have Plains and a Knight token behind it. Let's move on to a Jaya Ballard pack. I almost made a terrible error and called her Joyrek, and I would have to take away my own Vorthos card for that. Anyway, we have an Excavation Elephant, Artificer's Assistant, Keldon Warcaller, Healing Grace, Adventurous Impulse, Tragic Poet, Yavimaya Sapherd, Pardic Wanderer, a Rampaging Cyclops, Champion of the Flame is our first uncommon. Look at that guy. He's so mad. We have a Seal Away. Okay, looking at some more good white cards here, I guess. And our... Jesus. Our rare is Shalai, Voice of Plenty. So yeah, many more good white cards. I guess the kit heard me. I was like, oh, white cards, you say? Here you go. So here's Shalai, Voice of Plenty as our rare. Our legend is... Oh, it's... Well, that's fun. It's a oh my god, look at that foiling pattern. Look at the shoulder pads and the headpiece that Whisper is wearing. That is sick. Wow, that looks so cool. Oh man, I'm so glad we fixed that lighting. This is perfect. Look at that. That's amazing. And this isn't technically our legend, although it would be typically in a legend slot. But we got some sweet foils today. Our legend is Tiana, Ship's Caretaker. So yeah, more good white cards. And now we've got red-white. It can go with our Champion of the Flame that we opened earlier. Who knows? I'm a little worried. If you caught the last Dominaria pre-release kit opening that we did, it was kind of all over the place, and that was a little unfortunate, but yeah. So here we are with Tiana, Ship's Caretaker. I'm hoping that we get a more clear direction soon. We have a Forest and a Saproling token. We are halfway through. We have 3 more packs remaining. This one with Teferi on the front. Could we? Maybe? No? Look at that. Look what... Okay. Fine, whatever. Throw the garbage on the floor. Really? Look. Look at this little, like, thing. This pack did not want to open at all. All right. Anyway, we did it. We finally opened the pack. We can end the video now. We have a Diavinant Trapper, Coldwater Snapper, Crozen Druid, throwing the cards all over the table. We have a Drudge Sentinel, Death Bloom Thallid, Shivan Fire, Sparring Construct, Gideon's Reproach, love that art, Llanowar Elves, love that card, Fire Fist Adept is our first uncommon, a Warcry Phoenix is the second, this is the red uncommons pack apparently, and our rare is the Cabal Stronghold. Okay, so we can add more swamps if we have swamps, or make more black mana if we have swamps. Behind it, another foil. That's amazing. It's a Fiery Intervention in foil. It's a common, but we went from foil rare to foil uncommon to foil common. I'm totally okay with that. And it looks okay in foil. The background is cool. Chandra's Flames in foil are cool, so I like that quite a bit. There you go. And our legend is Urgoros, the Empty One. Very, very cool. It is a legendary specter. It goes along with the Cabal Stronghold that we opened as well for caring about black. Then we have a Mountain and a Saproling token. We have a Shalai pack next. Maybe we go with Shalai in our deck, who knows? We have a Gitu Lava Runner, Serra Disciple, Talarian Scholar, Llanowar Scout, a Crozen Druid, a Shivan Fire, Call the Cavalry, Llanowar Elves, Sparring Construct, Eviscerate, very nice, Elfheim Druid is our first uncommon. Mana Dork. A Wild Onslaught, so this is the green uncommons pack apparently. And our rare is the Mishra's Self-Replicator. So this goes well with our Traxos to care about artifacts. Oh man, and we had that the Antiquities War earlier as well that cares about artifacts, so that's also a possibility. Behind Mishra's Self-Replicator, this time our legend is Adeliz the Cinderwind. Yeah, we're kind of all over the place. That is really upsetting. Again, we do have one pack left, so let's see. But behind Adeliz, an island and an elemental token. Okay, like I said, one pack left. Tashar on the front. Let's see what Tashar has for us. To start, Radiating Lightning, Diavinant Trapper, Syncopate, Llanowar Scout, a Cabal Paladin, Blink of an Eye. I love this art. It is very haunting and weird. Deathbloom Thallid, Blood Tallow Candle, Ancient Animus, a Fiery Intervention, In Bolus's Clutches is our first uncommon. Story Spotlight card, all of the above. Pretty sweet. I like it. We have another Elfheim Druid. My goodness. Well, if we need to make green, we've got it. And a Curator's Ward is our third uncommon in a row, meaning that our legendary, rare, or mythic is Evra Halcyon. I don't know why I forgot how to pronounce her name, but it's Evra Halcyon Witness. Very, very interesting card. We've got good green and black. We've got good artifacts, and I feel like we've got good white as well. We've also got a Goblin Chain Whirler randomly, so I don't know. We've got the blue Antiquities War as well. My goodness. All right, this is going to be very tough for me. Just, we have this Plains and this Saproling token. I don't know. Here, look at Traxos. I'll be back with a deck in just a second. So, oddly similarly to the last time we did one of these, I am not especially pleased with my options here. I did go with the Slimefoot deck, at least at first, and you'll see what I mean in a second. But here is the Slimefoot deck. Unfortunately, the thing that's going on here is our removal is this Ancient Animus and this Eviscerate, which for the Ancient Animus, it will almost never be a legendary creature because the only one we have is, or we have Slimefoot and Urgoros. So maybe it could be Urgoros, but yeah, otherwise we're just going to be putting this on like the Baloth Gorger or something and fighting. And then it won't get a +1/+1 counter, but it can fight, especially if this is in 7/7. And the Elfheim Druids would help us get to that point. There's also this Wild Onslaught with Kicker, so it's not terrible. But, I mean, we've got double Llanowar Elves, double Elfheim Druid. We've got the Wild Onslaught and the Baloth Gorger as our only things that we're really ramping into, although Urgoros is also 6, so maybe. The Guardians of Koilos is here because between Urgoros, the Eldest Reborn, Slimefoot, the 2 Sparring Constructs, like, there are targets for Guardians of Koilos' ability. Plus, we have Eldest Reborn to bring stuff back as well if we really want to, because it can be from any graveyard, despite the fact that it kind of indicates that it makes you think that you're going to get something from your opponent's graveyard, but since they get to choose the sack outlet and the card that they're discarding, they're probably not going to be picking their best creature or planeswalker unless it's the only one they have on the field and you get really lucky. So this is this deck. Like I said, I'm not especially impressed, which is why I went with a second option as well, and that option is this. So this is the other deck that I came up with. This one, much more removal heavy. It's still got a ton of creatures in the 3-drop slot. We dropped our 2 Elfheim Druids and our 2 Llanowar Elves, so we're very low at 1 and 2 in terms of creatures. And we do have these 2 Frenzied Rages and the 2 Shivan Fires. We gained 2 Radiating Lightnings and 2 Fiery Interventions. We got Garna, the Rampaging Cyclops, and the Warcry Phoenix, the Keldon Overseer, and the Goblin Chain Whirler. The other addition was this Soul Salvage. Since we are light on creatures, very, very, very light on creatures, we wanted to be able to bring them back. And again, Eldest Reborn does it as well. So I like this one a little bit better, but I still don't like it. It's just kind of what we came up with. This 2-drop slot, like our curve is I feel like garbage. I mean, we've got 3 and 4 is really where the game happens, I feel like, at this point for us. Plus 5 is helpful too. We do have 5 1-drops, but, 3 burn spells that really I'd rather kick. And sparring constructs. So I don't know. This is probably the better deck of the 2 choices. But if you guys saw something that I didn't, please let me know. I think in total, unfortunately, our black wasn't good enough. So it was the base for both of the decks, but there's so few cards that I couldn't justify playing the Cabal Stronghold. Because it cares about basic swamps, and we wouldn't have a lot with it kind of almost being a splash. Like, it's not really, but it's definitely the non-dominant color. And then, despite the fact that we had these 4 legendary white cards, these white rares that we opened in Shalai, Quende, Evra, and Urza's Ruinous Blast, there just wasn't enough to support them. So, again, if you guys saw something that I didn't, please let me know in the comments down below. Give me your opinions on either of the decks that I made, this one or the one previous. Let me know if you think that they suck or if you think that they could actually get there and I'm being too hard on myself, because I don't think I am. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. You can click on our logo when it pops up on the screen to subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot, and you get to find out when all of our videos come out. You can also check out some of the other videos that might be popping up on the screen. If you're interested, we have more openings like this every Monday, and we have story reviews with my fiance Amy and I every Thursday. This has been another pre-release kit opening and deck tech. I have been Joe, here on Geek for All, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.